wait until this. Holy Jesus. These loading screens are pretty long for what they are. Also bought a SSD recently, so hopefully okay, so here's kind of the weird thing about that. So I bought an SSD it'll arrive at my place a day after the new Total War game comes out. So I'll probably install it way later on and spend most of the time for now doing the Let's Play series for that.
Ahead of you at waypoint 1 is an island with an assortment of target types. Each target group is marked with red smoke. You have a wide array of weapons to choose from to destroy as many units as you can. Press escape and then select briefing to view a list of useful key commands.
Okay, so this is mission 2, and it is literally target practice, so I can show you guys all the different weaponry you have at your controls in this particular plane. So Su-25T, what the principal system about it is this thing right here. So this is the, I think, Scaval optical system. The idea is that this plane is meant to take on a whole bunch of tanks. So you line them up in the scope, you laser target, that's what the TV LR thing in the middle of my HUD says, and then whoop, put the missile out. Looks like it took down whatever it was meant to take down, so that's pretty good. Looks like those are APCs. And from the looks of it, they are dropping some flak onto me. And oh, that's way too steep. So that's kind of how it's supposed to work, minus the crash and all. So yeah, that is kind of that. I still need to try to map this better because the actual like joystick controls for the camera right here
is an island with an assortment of target types. Each target group is marked with red smoke. You have a wide array of weapons to choose from to destroy as many units as you can. Press escape and then select briefing to view a list of useful key commands.
Yeah, the odd thing about like my current setup is that this camera, I can't seem to move it diagonally, which is kind of a big limitation, because for a lot of like the very precise things that I would like to be able to do with it, I can't because of that one thing. So currently what that panel actually tells me is that we're about 4 kilometers out and there's about 1 second or so left on the missile, which is also kind of neat. So typically we can just kind of pivot between these different craft, fire another rocket, get the next one positioned. I have labels turned on so we know exactly kind of where each and every single one of the enemy vehicles are, but you know, obviously that's not necessarily going to be the case. So we get the third missile out, and I think we drop the throttle back or forward, and we try to lift ourselves off as best as we can. And that time we came in a little hot. So it's kind of nice. It's kind of nice getting the practice in for a lot of these things. We'll try to... One of the things that I want to do is I really do want to try to bind this control setup better, because again, this part right here is really stiff, just getting the target designator to go where you want to. So we have to center upwards, leftwards, downwards, but yeah, unfortunately there doesn't seem to be any particular thing to move it into the cardinal directions, which is kind of average. I guess what I could do is, like, come to think of it, I could make some composite bindings on that particular setup
with an assortment of target types.
But I don't know if
Each
it'll be worthwhile.
Is marked with red smoke. You have a wide array of weapons to choose from to destroy as many units as you can. Press escape and then select briefing to view a list of useful key commands.
So yeah, that's pretty much target practice for you. Let's take a look around, get the camera set up. Lays fire. And I think, yeah, these Vikir missiles, which has some really long designation, so 9A4172, I guess. So these are supposedly the kind of the primary purpose of the plane. You're just supposed to really just laze, fire, hopefully get a few more runs, and this time I think we'll stay slightly higher than what we're what we were doing, and we'll pull off and try to go for another run in a bit. So currently those are actually the air brakes for the plane. Retract them like that, and simply pull off. So yeah, pretty good. So that is that. And I guess, I mean, we could spend the time learning a little bit about the weapons control panel, which is down here. So that tells us what our current weapon in use is, and I can actually tap that through. So rocket, missiles, we have actually 2 types of missiles, and bombs. Just going to check up on what our heading is right now. That's kind of that, and it'll actually show us where those individual weapons are. And I think those little orange tabs turn to red if they don't, if like the release didn't go properly. So that's also kind of cool. There's a lot of detail inside this. In addition to that, we have a gun in reserve, and currently that is at F, so at full. But now let's go back and let's do another pass. So we'll pull up, we'll get some altitude, that'll drop our speed, turn the rudder slightly to the left so that we start getting some air going that way. Try to do I don't really know what these ACMs are called, but we deliberately want to lower our speed so that gravity helps point our nose down. I can do this in War Thunder pretty well. I think it's called, no, it's not an Immelman, but anyhow, like you get a whole bunch of speed, or you get a whole bunch of altitude by going straight up. Then you turn your plane gently towards one side, and gradually as you get more, whereas you get more altitude and less speed, so that you can turn down with a really sharp turn angle. So that time it worked out decently well. Right. So again, we line up the sighting pod, lock it, zoom in. And perfect, we already found one target out of many. On the sidebar there, near the TV marker, you'll see that gradually as we get closer to whatever is over there, that little arrow falls down. Once it's between the 2 big bars, we can start dropping rounds. And that is, I guess, missile 3. 4.6 sec, or 1 second away from impact. Boom, that has hit. Move on to the next one, grab it. Turn in, fire that. And that is projectile 2. Oh, and I see. So now they are moving down there. That should be another target down. Target 3. Laser has to cool off. Once it's ready, once again, that'll fire. Yeah, so the LR stands for laser, and underneath it, I think it's how long the laser needs to take to reset, or how long it needs to be on one particular target. And oh, this is gonna bring us way too close down to the ground, 20, 30-ish meters away. Okay, that MBT is trying to take quite a few shots at us, but that is our handiwork right there. So for the next pass, let's use something slightly different to try to take out whatever is down there. And we have a wide variety of things for us to play around with. So these things, the little 8x8 pods, were rather, you know, from what you can see, you know, the 4 on top and 2 on the side pods are what we've been just firing, those Vakir missiles. We have a rocket pod towards the outer wing, I guess. A bomb kind of, you know, cozied in right in the middle there. And then the big thing is a fire and forget missile. So those ones you don't have to laze the target, or yeah, I suppose you do at the very start, but then it'll start tracking it by itself, which is very useful. So let's try to go for another run, and we'll do the exact same thing. So we'll put the throttle to max, pull up, try to get as much speed and altitude as we do this as possible. And I'm looking for about 1,200 meters, something right around there, something something close to that amount. So there, let's level off for a bit because we are, or no, that's that's kind of cheating. We want to get some distance away from them, and we can pick up some more speed in the meantime, which will help us out with this. So there. That is quite the nice view. But there we go. Now we should have enough speed and all. So same thing, we're going to bank towards our left. We're not actually going to stall the plane, of course. But we're going to use that to our benefit and let that swing us right around and up. And that gets us set up for another one. So perfect. Drop the speed, get the air brakes so that we can slow down.
1500.
And we drop the sight again. So this time we have some fire and forget weapons. Now, what can we fire at is another question. So we're about 8.4 kilometers away. So these things we just dump and they should... There we go. So that's number one. And now I'm pretty sure this is a slightly different target, but, or no, that is not. That's the same one. Never mind then. Find a new target somewhere right around here, I think. Yeah, there we go. Thank you for the poof. We'll get that set up. And rocket 2. So the Vakir missiles that we were firing earlier, you need to have the target lased, and it's actually kind of cool in the sense that you can fire the missile and then acquire the actual target to hit instead. So yeah, you can use them like that, but typically, I mean, you need to lase them before you do anything. So that's one thing. It's kind of cool. Right now, those labels are kind of blocking my entire view, so I'm just gonna crater that entire area and hope that we hit something. And it looks like we got some, or we were very, very close to hitting some of those guys, but I don't think we scored any particularly deadly hits. So that's that, and we can pull away, and that's kind of how you use the missile pods there. And, you know, all of this stuff is pretty detailed. You can, so we need to turn off the air brakes for one, but you can switch the salvo modes. So for, say, for example, I think if I can keep that aligned, we can hit V to change, or control V, control space, I think, to change the salvo settings there. And that stuff is all very, very handy dandy. Yeah, typically I find that the rocket pods, they don't really hit too much. Typically, I think they're good at like the rocket pods themselves. I think they're only really good against like trucks and things and such like that. They're not really all too useful for other things. Next up we can try a bomb drop. So let's try this. So I think there are 4 different ways that you can actually deploy these bombs. You can drop them. You can kind of dive bomb them in. You can use the optic system here to set up a drop point and then kind of fly over it. The system will compute when you have to drop the bomb, and it can kind of do that for you. And there's laser variants of both, kind of dive bombing it in and letting the guidance system take over, provided that the thing is lased. And yeah, it's the same thing with the unlased, or same thing with the non-dive bomb. I don't really know what it's called, just like level flight mode, I guess. So there's that. For now, I think we'll try to dive these in. So let's give this let's give this a shot. So we should be right around, I think, 1500 for this to work. So we have that set up. We have, for the most part, level flight. And let's try to go for the block of, well, let's go for the single target. That one might work a little bit better. So I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to switch the bomb to salvo mode if you noticed that slight gesture. And, oh no, I've been frying transports all along. Been dumping the anti-tank rockets into them as well. So I think what we want to do is hover just until they're underneath us. Then we drop the air brake, turn that on, dive forwards, and that target should be right around there. Wait until that gets into sight. The bombs are away. Ah, there we go. I swear, there was a way to track projectiles so that you can see where they hit inside this, but like going by the message and all, we managed to hit our target and managed to take that thing out with bombs. So that's kind of nice. So, let's see. So I think we're out of bombs here. I put it in salvo mode, so we drop both of them, and the game will actually simulate the fact that if you only drop one of them, you have a weight imbalance on, you know, one side of your plane versus the other, right? Not only that, and I mean, you know, there's drag and all sorts of things like that. So yeah, it'll actually, you know, gradually tilt your plane like that if you're not careful with it. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. So let's do level flight for a little bit, and again, we just want to pull off some distance from whatever is over there. Get ourselves decently far away. And I think we need to gain some more speed, some altitude, things like that. Are they still trying to light me up or something? No, okay. So anyhow, keep that up. 1,000, 1,200, 1,300. And we go to the right this time, bank in, use the rudder, up the wing on that side. Yeah, that's why we're slightly slow. Forgot to take the air brake off. We've been flying like that for God knows how long. But there we go. Swing it around. Bring the plane over. Level it out right around here. Gun sight on, drop the sight, lock it, put the thing in level flight, and let's find ourselves another set of tanks to fry. So I mean, honestly, like you'd probably instead of flying the plane and controlling the gun cam here, you do have the option of using autopilot to just automatically level your plane for you, which I think would probably be the smarter choice out of the two, but that's no fun. So, boom, direct hit, perfect. Drop the sight again because it's just easier to speed all that up. Find another one of these targets, snap to it. And there we go. Missile 2, let's get rid of our air brakes because we'll have to speed through here in a very, very short amount of time. Boom. Should take care of that. I didn't even see that, but it managed to catch it, so there we go. And we fire. And one thing I've noticed, just kind of FYI, not that it matters absolutely at all, but it's interesting to see that the Russian missiles kind of always spiral in to their targets, and the American ones, oddly enough, they go up and over. So
the infantry fighting vehicle group has been destroyed.
So yeah, it's kind of interesting to see that happen. But anyhow, that's another set of targets down. I think we did hit the MBT over there, but I don't know, maybe it absorbed the shot or something. Or maybe it had ERA, something like that, that took care of the missile. So we still have 4. We still have 3 here. So we've got seven more rounds to deliver before we're empty. And that is, of course, not including any more rockets and things like that that we have in store for these guys right over here. So let's go slightly towards the side here, pull some more distance, and go for, I think, round 5. Once we speed drops down to about 270-ish, that's when turn really starts, I guess. Go down, drop the air brakes. And I am not seeing anything down there. Where are they? Yeah, that kind of sucks. I'm not seeing any of those targets over here, but I guess we can drop whatever we have left of the rockets, which apparently isn't a lot onto them, so that is kind of that. Try to go something a little bit funner here. Ah, oh, no, so close. We did not manage to buzz the Huey. Hmm. So I think, let me see whether or not we can switch to the air-to-air mode, come to think of it. And let's see whether or not we can pick off the Huey with one of the other rockets we have here. So air-to-ground mode, I think we have... I know we have air-to-air missiles right now, so I'm trying to figure out how exactly we can use them. Longitudinal missile mode, I guess? Yeah, there we go. Is this it? We have the 60M. So I think these are it, but honestly I'm pretty sure like some of the regular missiles work on helicopters as well, provided that, you know, they're not actively trying to avoid you. Actually, I'm not quite sure about that. Let me try that actually. We're about 7 kilometers away. I'll show you guys the AA missiles, but honestly, they function exactly how you kind of expect them to function. Where I think prior to that, you know, once we're in range, we just keep them centered towards our plane and let them fly, I guess. Try to go for the Huey again. So these 60Ms, I'm not actually sure how close you're supposed to be to fire them. I think 3 kilometers though? At 3 kilometers, you can start pinging whatever is over there. I guess it's 3. Yeah, so that thing's gone. And they're pretty mad that we shut down their little Huey. But that is, I think, weapons practice for us here. So, I mean, I could dump out the rest of the payload, but I think we did a pretty good job in taking down whatever. So let's actually take that, and that's kind of set everything that we've done so far into an actual test, which is the Close Air Support Easy mission. I don't know if I can actually do the ones kind of above that one just yet, but you never know. We'll see. This one's really, really fun though. I like this